And my question is, if you had to choose a cocktail to describe your personality and your character's personality, what would you choose?
I would choose a Boulevardier, which some of you may or may not know that.
God bless you.
But a Boulevardier, the actual word means a man about town, a well-traveled man about town. Boom. His would be a Bellini.
Yes. Which stands for when Eenie rings a bell. Boom. I would do... Thank you. I thought that was an awful joke. I would do...
Are you laughing at when Eenie rings a bell?
Boom. I would do...
Hot crowd.
I guess a Manhattan, which in German means gentleman who wears a hat. Boom. What would your drink be? Both.
Well, Jensen would be old-fashioned.
Because he's old. Without fashion. I see the irony. I got it.
Would that be a virgin?
You know what?
I get it, because it comes in a tall glass and it's fruity.
No, thank you for your question. Next.
So my question is, if you had to have arms as long as your fingers or fingers as long as your arms, which would you choose?
I know what he would choose. I would, arms as long as your fingers, or fingers as long as your arms.
I would take fingers as long as my arms.
I bet you would.
Yeah, because I still want to be able to hug my children, Jerry.
Are you saying T-Rexes can't hug? I would do...
Is that the right answer? Is there a right answer?
I would do, you know what, I would do, whatever the opposite of Jensen.
Just a wrong answer.
So I could be unique and awesome. That way I wouldn't have to hug Jensen.
Or his children. Or any of you. Yeah, see, I'm thinking about everybody.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's a good question. What would
No,
you
that's
do?
going to be on the internet.
What would you do?
Yeah.
Wrong answer. Thanks for nothing. Love you, man. Thanks a bunch. Thanks.
That makes me think of somebody.
Spoon fingers? What's it called?
What?
Creepy YouTube thing? Spoon hands?
Oh, salad fingers. No.
Salad fingers?
Although, you don't know what that is, look it up. It's cool stuff.
That's what nightmares are made of.
Salad fingers?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's crazy, like,
He's cool, man. He's just hungry. Somebody made this, I don't know what you would call it, like they said that hell, the depiction, depicting hell is a table full of amazing feast, just all the food you can eat, and everybody's sitting around this amazing feast, but they can't eat because their arms are straight, and they can't bend their arms, so they can't eat because they can't, obviously can't.
Why couldn't they go like this?
I'm getting to the point. Because they're trying to feed themselves. And then heaven is the same thing. Food, feast, and everybody's feeding each other.
I don't want your dirty.
But you want your little finger hands. So good luck eating with those things, Tess.
T-Rex is still 8.
All right.
True story. There's great, I'd like the audience to see, there's some solid junk in the trunk. You guys gotta get up on it. Jensen?
Yeah, I'll bet you would.
It would be funny to have like just garbage.
Well,
what's all this junk in the trunk?
We did get to check off one of the weapons. That was cool. There is one other one that has been in there, not necessarily a weapon, but that has been in there since day one, that has never been used, that I always am like, why haven't we used the grappling hook? No, I'm like, just let me, just somewhere, anywhere, even if I just, all right, we're fine.
Did we not use it, Bridgman letters? Did we not use it, the Bridgman letters?
No, never used it. I mean, all, like, that was Dean and maybe Jensen's dream, is just, all right, I'm going. Grappling hook, start rappelling down the side of a building somewhere, and then just pull out the grenade launcher. There you go, boom, season finale.
I think, honest to God, I think it was in one of the versions of the script. I think it was written in one of the, when, I guess it was Sam and Mary kind of infiltrate the bridge letters. I think the grappling hook was in one of the scenes. It must have been cut because of time issues.
I haven't used it.
Yeah, we should use it. Yeah, that jump would be awesome. Great questions. I will start this out. I don't not believe in ghosts, and that sounds like a cop-out. And I actually have had a paranormal experience at the Driscoll Hotel in Austin.
Oh God, not this one again.
Yeah. It was bizarre. Honestly, like I'm a pretty practical dude. This was a really crazy sort of paranormal experience at the oldest hotel in Austin. Go Austin. It was before they redid that wing, I believe. So I guess those are my two answers. I don't not believe, and yes. Actors?
I haven't had any run-ins, and I don't assume I will, because if they are real, I'm not saying they aren't. I know I'm not an actual hunter in real life, but I've played one on TV long enough to where if I was a ghost, I'd maybe pick somebody else. I have had moments in my life where I have felt something, an energy, a presence, whatever you want to call it, and instead of instead of getting fearful or getting anxiety about it or starting to freak out, I just go, all right, your move. You want to dance? And then that tends to just kind of squash it. So I suggest trying that method if you guys ever get into a situation where something's going on and it can't be explained. Call them out. Say, hey, show yourself. You can't, you're stupid.
I watch Supernatural, I know what to do. I can row a boat. Canoe? Confucius said, man who walked through turnstile, what do you call it?
I'm not going to help you with this joke.
Man who walked through airport turnstiles, sideways, going to Bangkok. Man, I got it. Man who stand on toilet, not crazy, just high on pot. Oh, come on, man. Man who sit on tack, always get the point. Seriously? Those are all good.
How do you remember these?
How does a dinosaur pay their bills? With Tyrannosaurus checks.
What is Mario and Luigi's pants made of? What is Mario and Luigi's pants made of? Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim.
I've only got one, and I like it, so I keep telling it, and I'm going to tell it now. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting sloth.
Interrupting sloth.
I gave him that one. That was mine.
So my 5-year-old knows the interrupting cow one, and she just does it over.
Let's do it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupt.
So I then was like, oh, I got one for her. And I'm like, JJ, knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting sloth. Interrupting sloth who?
Interrupting sloth who?
Interrupt that, I don't get it.
Here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you go out and say banana.
All right, I can't take it anymore.
I can row a boat. Canoe? Confucius said, man who walked through turnstile, what do you call it?
I'm not going to help you with this joke.
Man who walked through airport turnstiles, sideways, going to Bangkok. Man, I got it. Man who stand on toilet, not crazy, just high on pot. Oh, come on, man. Man who sit on tack, always get the point. Seriously? Those are all good.
How do you remember these?
How does a dinosaur pay their bills? With Tyrannosaurus checks.
What is Mario and Luigi's pants made of? What is Mario and Luigi's pants made of? Denim, denim, denim.
I've only got one, and I like it, so I keep telling it, and I'm gonna tell it now. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting sloth.
Interrupting sloth.
I gave him that one. That was mine.
So my 5-year-old knows the interrupting cow
Yeah.
one, and she just does it
Let's do it,
over.
let's do it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow. So I then was like, oh, I got one for her. And I'm like, JJ, knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting sloth. Interrupting sloth who?
Interrupting sloth who?
Interrupt that, I don't get it.
Here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you go at it and you say banana.
All right, I can't take it anymore. Somebody up here after one. That's it, last one. Oh, this better be good. Here we go.
Supernatural family, this is Missy. And she is our last question, so as I want, we brought her up. It better be good. Where are you from?
Iowa.
Iowa, that's good. That's a good start. Okay, and what is your question? Please make it for Jensen.
It's for both of you.
Dang it.
What's your favorite moment of your friendship together?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Throne! Moment.
Is it?
Throne!
Throne.
Man, those were expensive too. Gosh, I was upset. Favorite moment of our friendship?
There are a few that stick out for me. You got one?
Sure, I'll pick one. There are certainly many to choose from. I'll pick one, and this might be an odd one, but it was our first fight.
I remember that.
It was it was in the record store. On set, the record store scene, and we got into. In fact, I don't even remember what it was about, but he and I got into. It was season 1, a few episodes in, and for some reason, we went at each other verbally, and it almost got physical. And he took off walking down the street. I went the other way, and that was, I think, the last time we ever got into a fight. Because after that, we sat in each other's trailer and basically said, look, this can't ever happen. If we want this to succeed, and we want this to succeed, that kind of petty crap can't happen. So that was one of my favorites.
I think there are a bunch of moments. I remember that now that you mention it. There are a bunch. What occurred to me when you asked it was actually almost 2 years ago, and our friend Dick Spate was up in Vancouver directing, and he was waiting on a phone call for his twins to be born. And Birdie, Jaybird, was born during the summer, so we weren't together. But I remember the entire day. It was the day that we shot the episode of Spade, when we did like the Pulp Fiction Reservoir Dogs type thing. We're always like, come on now, I'm talking. God bless you. Chuck bless you.
You might need a
Rob bless her.
towels after that one.
I remember the entire day, and Ackles the entire time, like the code word was twins, right? And so we're like, okay, we're just waiting like for the phone call about the twins, for them to be born, this and that. And at one point in time, and we'd known each other for 12 years, 13 years, or whatever, at that point in time. And I was like, hey dude, you got your passport? You all set? You're gonna strip the airport from set as soon as Daniel was in labor. And he's like, yeah, man, of course I have my passport. And I was like, okay, and this is totally random. I was like, go to your trailer, touch your passport. We're like an hour from where our apartments in Vancouver, and
keep in mind, we travel together every weekend.
All the time.
Every week. He has never asked me if I have my passport. I'm like, yes, I'm a grown human being, Jared. I have my passport.
And I'm like,
and he's like, are you sure? You need to put your hands on it.
I'm like, go touch it.
I have it. It's in the same place it always is. My backpack, I know my backpack's here, I have it. It's fine. And he's like, did you touch it? I'm like, and he just says and walks away. And now I'm starting to freak right out. Because I'm like, okay, A, that's weird. B, he's playing a joke on me. He's got it. He's gonna have it. But I'll just go check. So I go, and I zip that little pocket, and I'm like, it's not here. And I'm like, he's got to have it. And then before I took 2 steps, I remembered that it was in my jacket pocket at home.
In Austin.
In
Vancouver.
Austin.
His passport's
I'm in Vancouver.
How the hell did you get in?
So there's a Nexus card pass that allows me to get into Canada, but they don't accept you coming into the States with that. You have to have your passport.
We have a dear friend who's APD, who's Austin Police Department, so we call him in.
So whatever, we
He goes back and he goes, I don't know how you knew, man.
I was like ghost white too. I'm like, great.
Ghost white.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss everything.
I'm gonna miss it.
Anyway, what was the point of the story?
The point of the story was like a friendship thing. It was like a weird knowing somebody and going like, and so the day I
Yeah,
got
it was almost like some clairvoyancy that you
Yeah.
were like, hey, do you have it? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And I didn't have it.
Yeah,
And
I didn't
you
get to
never
see-
asked me that any other time.
never
that we've
ever
traveled.
before since. I didn't get to see him become a father. I was in Austin, he was in LA. But I got to see him become a father of 3. And I was there, we were on set together, Mr. Spade was there. Thank God we found out about the passport things. We would call customs ahead of time. We were like, hey, there's going to be a guy who's coming in. He's an American.
Luckily, we had a friend in the police department. He made some phone calls, helped out on that end. And then not only that, now he understood the severity of the situation. He was off duty and was waiting for he and I when we landed. We got in his cruiser. We got thrown in the back of his cruiser, and we ran 9 red lights to the hospital.
And by the way, I'm going to say, if you want to track this moment on film, you can, because if you go back and watch Stuck in the Middle with You, there is a giant hole in the story. Because Jensen had to go. Like, it was like, dude, I will act up until it's time for me to go, and then I will be a ghost. You will not have me. So we were trying to figure out, like, Jared had shot his stuff out. We're like, well, you know, Gabe and I were all talking, like, well, how do we get Dean out of this situation? So at one point, there are demons headed up the stairs to fight you and a guest actor. And you go, oh no, there's demons coming up here. And Dean is like, I'll go check the side yard. And off he goes. And that's it. You don't go with him. You don't know what Dean's doing. Because Dean is off having babies somewhere else. If you don't know what moment it happened, you really didn't have his passport, go watch him jump off the front porch and stuck in the middle of you. That's where it was.
That was what happened.
So that day, kind of pretty awesome.
But there have been many, and most of them are on film.
Yeah. Thank you,
In
Missy.
one of the many seasons of Supernatural. So thank you for your question.
And this is,
Good people of Minnesota, that's right, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and all the surrounding counties. A big
sent an email to Andrew and Bob, Dad and Singer, this summer, and I was like, hey, I've been reading the scripts, and I think it'd be a cool time. It reminds me of the Matt Damon thing, like McConaughey. I think this would be a good time to take my shirt off. No, I was like, this would be a cool time to have Sam look different because there's a passage of time, and he's had more important stuff on his plate than shaving. So,
are you not going to give me credit?
Hey, it was a mutual discussion.
No,
it was a mutual discussion.
No, it wasn't. Let me help you remember it.
Jensen called me, he's like, hey man, I tried to have a beard this season, they wouldn't let me. You should try too.
And this was his reaction. Oh yeah, I should totally do that. So I thought, I was like, just as a way to differentiate the character and change the, we ended up doing and I pitched him, I was like, what if I grow out facial hair, we change the outfit, this and that. He's like, well, the problem with that is this, and I don't want to say too much because it might give away a little bit more of the season that we're going to see. So it kind of put the kibosh on any kind of beard growth. So as a good friend, I mentioned it to him, and I said, well, I tried, but I got shut down. So maybe you ought to, because time has passed. You could use the whole grief thing, and then, yeah. And you're welcome.
I had thought the same thing. All right, thanks, man.
If you don't find out these things until you read them, what have been like the scripts over the years that like you will forever remember reading purely for like did you know Dean was going to become a demon?
Yeah, I do remember that reading that script was what was that? End of season 12? End of season
9.
End of season 7. They go by so fast. I remember reading that script and getting to the end and was like, no. And I'm reading like Crowley's long soliloquy. I'm like, no. It's no. Dean's eyes open. They're black. No! Threw the script across the room and was like, oh, but that's going to be awesome.
I remember reading, do you remember reading things where, so I remember reading things where I'll read it and say like, okay, well I have to be Sam or you have to be Dean, but the audience is going to freak out. And one of those was that scene. I went in the scene where he wakes up to Crowley. I was in the scene where so Jensen's not a small man, for those of you who haven't met him.
Not like the demon that you just fought in that last episode? I have not met that guy. He was fantastic, by the way.
Also named Dean, great guy, friend of Tom Wright's.
Got it.
So he had worked with Tom Wright many years. But they were like, okay, here's the scene. And the scene was written, and every time you read a script, it was like, okay, scene 39. Sam puts a blanket over Dean in his bed. And you're like, okay, easy. And then you get there, and the director's like, okay, well, we want you to put him down, like, you want to carry him and put him down. And you're like, no, like, it's
special features.
But they are like, okay, well, we want something to cut into, right? So they want you walking in. I'm like, he's a big guy. So you're walking in, and you're like, I don't really know how. And then you stand up, and it's like, this must be really sad. And you're like, I understand my back hurts. But I read the scene where Mark Shepard walks in and kind of wakes him up as a demon. And I was like, man, I'm not part of that scene. They shoot the same day, so for those who haven't been part of television or film production, you usually shoot based on what location you're at. So everything that happened in Dean's room in the season 9 film was all shot in one day. So you shoot
anything that's written in one particular set is usually all of those scenes are shot that day, or over
it could be the first and the last scene in the same day.
Just happened, funny enough, a ton. Yeah, we'll shoot the first episode, or the first scene of the episode, and then the next scene we shoot is the final scene of the episode, and we haven't done anything in between. We haven't filmed any of it, so...
And Jensen's always like, hey, what happens this episode? What are we talking about?
I haven't read it yet. I was planning on reading it tonight.
Jerry, you do read ahead, though, right?
I do.
So how many times have you spoiled something for Jensen?
He doesn't spoil anything. I'm like, really? What else happens?
You know what's funny? I think I realized as we were talking today, it's sort of, and who knows? I don't know what your process was before Supernatural when you were on Dawson's and all the other stuff you've done, but I feel like it's almost ironically. No, I'm trying to make a joke.
What's the process?
I feel like. Where's your process, DJ? I feel like it's almost. Who knows what's life and what's art? You know, life imitates art. But I feel like Dean is or Jensen seems to take a very Dean approach. I never worked with Jensen before the show. Obviously, we met in the test, but Jensen takes a very Dean approach to the show, and obviously he's amazing. He does a great job, and Dean is a great character. I take a very Sam approach, where I read up and read up and read up and almost get bored with something until I do something. And it's very, I don't know if it was the way you always were, or I think it was probably the way I always was, but it's almost funny how you accidentally imitate your characters, you know? Because I'll read, I've read, we're doing episode 8 right now of season 14, so episode 295. And I know, and this is my 200th episode. He was yelling at me because I was wearing my loud jacket, but it's Supernatural 200, so I'm teasing it. But
No, it's not. It's Supernatural season 10. And it's not loud at all. It's black.
Fair enough. So I think we take different approaches, but I think it works. I think it works because we sort of it's like a yin yang thing, right? Like I do this, he does that, and I feel, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like sometimes it's worked on set where I've said like, man, we're about to shoot the scene. I've read this a dozen times. I think it would be hilarious if you did that. And he's like, oh, you're right. Or he's like, hey, man, it just occurred to me that you need to do this because of what happened. And like, oh, yeah, you're right. So it's kind of a cool little process to have somebody to watch it back and all that. Still, I think you were directing. It was certainly different than the last 14 seasons or 13 seasons we've started together. To go like, hey, going to Vancouver, whatever. He's like, cool, how's it going? How is everybody? And it's like, hey, I'm not going to see you, because usually when even I guess the episodes we didn't do when you were Dean, I think you were directing, or you were at least there, because you were doing stuff. This is unique, because he almost had a chunk of time off, and I went back to Vancouver, and I was like, I don't know what to do. It was strange. I was like, I don't know who to
My friend's not here. I look funny.
I have this awesome beard, but no one showed off to.
Oh, I have to ask you, because I wasn't there. Yes, I have a question for you. In the maybe it was your final scene in this, when you're there with the thing on your eye. Yeah. That may be my favorite part of this episode, and I'm going to tell you why. There was nothing on your face. And then Castiel comes and sits down, and it's just like hamburger meat. And he doesn't even flinch. And he's got blood streaming down his face. And dude, he's an angel. And meanwhile, you're like... And there's no marks on your face. And I know... Can I take a guess? Yeah. If they give you the option of, hey, you think you maybe feel a little bruising, maybe a little cut, maybe some blood, he and I are both like, no. I will say this though, every now and again, Lucia hasn't figured that out, that you can just say no, and you can just play it like this. But when someone's sitting across from you, who looks like he just went through like a meat grinder, I don't know that this works. He looks like that before makeup. And then he goes into Jack's room, and Jack's all bloodied up and beat up, and he's just angry. Paper cut the entire time. It is funny. Every now and again, so there was a scene many years ago with Zachariah, where Dean and where Zachariah breaks my legs. And so Bob Seger directed it, and Bob, who we both adore, we all adore, he won't print when we're messing around. Like, for whatever reason, he's old school. So if we're like
making jokes. He's like, cut. Like, I'll just kind of yell cut and move on. But there was written in the scene, like, hey, Zachariah magically breaks Sam's legs. And I'm sitting in the corner with broken legs. And I don't have any lines for like 3 pages.
And you're off camera.
And I'm off camera. But I was like, what am I supposed to do? And there was a camera on me. So I was like, But when the scene was finally cut together, it's nothing. Zachariah's like snaps and my legs break. And I'm sort of like, ugh. And then the arguments written these days where it's like, Sam, pops his finger and can't breathe. You're like Sam's died and been back to life. And, I don't know. You kind of, we're talking monkeys, right? So we do what they write on the page.